Hi friends, today we shall study romantic poetry of English literature. So we shall brush off our knowledge on romantic poetry. And we have to know that how many romantic poets are there in English literature. First of all, we have to discuss about them. We should know that William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley, John Keats. They are called romantic poets in English literature. I have explicated a question here. How romanticism arose? Understood? How romanticism arose? Romanticism was an artistic and philosophical revolt against the Enlightenment and Neoclassicism. Artistic means creative or imaginative. Understood? Romanticism was an artistic, which means creative or imaginative, and philosophical revolt, philosophical ruler or rebel. Understood? Against the Enlightenment. Enlightenment means understanding or insight. And Neoclassicism. Neoclassicism, what is the meaning of Neoclassicism? The revival of a classical style. The revival of a classical style. This is called Neoclassicism. Writers of the Enlightenment prized. After that, we have to know that how did the romanticism arise. After that, emotional restraint, which means emotional literature or art. After that, order, balance, dignity and decorum. Understood? Dignity and decorum. Decorum means behavior in keeping in good taste or property. Behavior in keeping in good taste or property. My lovable friends, while the romanticism came at that time, artistic and philosophical revolt against the Enlightenment and Neoclassicism, it took place. Understood? Writers of the Enlightenment praised. So writers of the Enlightenment, the writers of the Enlightenment, which means understanding or insight, the writers who were understanding and inside the inside of the literature, they praised emotional restraint. Restraint means literature or art. Order, balance, it took place after that sequentially. Understood? After that, a romantic bridge. Let's know what is it. Romantic bridge. The romantic period in British literature. The romantic period in British literature, roughly 1780 to 1832, stands between and connects the Enlightenment's promotion at commerce, reason, and liberty. Commerce, reason, and liberty. Liberty means freedom. And the Victorian experience of industrialization and empire. So it created a bridge in the literature. Understood? It created a bridge. The romantic period in British literature, roughly 1780 to 1832. I have already explicated. William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, P.B. Shelley, John Keats, Lord Byron. Understood? They all counted in romantic poets. Let's know about romanticism. It created 1782 and 1732. Understood? Major features. What is the meaning of features? The aspect of something. So, major features of romantic poetry. At that time, what took place? What sketched? What depicted in English literature? The joys and tribulation. The joys and tribulation, which means trouble. Tribulation means troubles or problems. The joys and tribulations of day to day life. major features. It is also an aspect of the romantic poetry. The joys and tribulation of day-to-day life. Next one, a love of the unspoiled and natural world. My lovable friends, while the romantic poetry started at that time, definitely the literature became natural. If we consider the romantic poet and the poet of nature William Wordsworth was born in 1770 and passed away in 1850. Definitely, if we consider on his writings, on his composing, so definitely we will be enthralled. Though we belong to literature student, we will be enthralled if we go through his writing. He beautified his writing by using the figure of speech. My lovely friends, I will also teach you the figure of speech. So while he explicated, while he composed, while he brought out, while the lyrical balance, it was brought out in 1798, and it also an anthology. Anthology means if a number of poem will be consisted, we can say it to an anthology. Understood? So like that, while William Wordsworth passed away, after that, most of the poems of S.T. Coleridge and William Wordsworth, they counted in. After that, it was published in 1798, which was lyrical ballads. Then let's discuss about the next feature of the romantic poetry. My lovable friends, what is the meaning of feature? Aspect of something. Understood? Which aspect we are just discussing about? We are talking about this aspect. The major features of romantic poetry. Features means aspect. Understood? Aspect. A love of the unspoiled and natural world. The sublime and the beautiful. After that, another aspect is also having there, was also having there. Sublime. What is the meaning of sublime? Which means improving, which means noble, and the beautiful. So we are just talking about the features of the romantic poetry. After that, we shall also discuss about William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, P.B. Shelley, John Keats. Understood? After that, we shall also discuss about them. Then, nature of existence. The nature of existence. The nature of existence. What is the meaning of existence? State of living. Understood? Just if we are talking about a poem of William Wordsworth, it is also taught in Odia Medium School. We are 7, my lovely friends. You would have known about it. Like that, while William Wordsworth came across a little girl in that poem, this is We Are 7, and he described the appearance of that little girl, and he composed that poem naturally. And the first line of that poem was, a simple child that lightly draws its breath and feels its life in a brilliant. How can she knows? How can she know about the death? Because she was little child. She was unknown about the death. And William Wordsworth explicated that poem beautifully, naturally, and he used some natural thing. He involved some natural thing in that poem. And this poem, We Are 7, it was also extracted from lyrical ballads. Understood? My friends, I have already taught you, I have already explicated you, I have already told you that the lyrical ballad was an anthology. But William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. Understood? The value of the individual. After that, it has also explicated there. It is also a feature of the romanticism. Imagination, memory, and the importance of emotion. Understood? All of these are the features of romanticism. Understood? My lovable friends, I have already told you that what is the meaning of features? Aspect of something. We are just talking about the aspects of the romanticism. Let's know some major aspects, major features which is contained here. Optimistic, optimistic sense of renewal. So definitely all poets were optimistic all the time. Understood? Optimistic. What is the meaning of optimistic? Hopeful and confident about the future. Understood? They all were hopeful and confident about the future. Next one. Interest in the language and lives of common people. Interest in the language and lives of common people. So definitely the romantic poets, they were composing poems on the common people. If we consider a poem of William Wordsworth, that was Daffodils, which is stored in +2 second year. I wander at lonely as a cloud. The poet composed at that time while the poet was moving aimlessly. Understood? The poet was moving aimlessly. All that time he noticed a number of daffodils. And the poet enthralled by the daffodils and he composed a poem on it. And he also used who? William Wordsworth, who is called the romantic poet, a poet of nature. Understood? And he used some poetic device. My friends, my loved friends, I will also teach you. Don't worry. I will also teach you about the what? Figure of speech or poetic device. Don't worry. Because the poet was enthralled by the nature. That's why he composed a poem on daffodils. Then creativity. Definitely. All poets were explicating their creativity. Then mystery. Definitely. All we are also, which poems they were composing, the all romantic poets, definitely the poems were all the poems had mystery. Then synthesis also. Then universality. My lovable friends, let's know about sublime. I have already told you that. So what is the meaning of sublime? Sublime means noble. While the beautiful is calm and harmonious. Harmonious, which means combined, combination. Calm, which means peaceful, silent. The sublime is majestic, wild, and sometimes savage. Understood? Viewers are moved and often made happy by the beautiful, but they are overwhelmed. Overwhelm means overcome or steer. Awestruck and sometimes terrified by the sublime, often associated with huge, overpowering natural phenomena like mountains, waterfalls, turbulent seas. The romantic poets, they were associated with the huge powering natural phenomenon. What is the meaning of phenomenon? Which means event, like mountains, waterfalls, turbulent seas, which means vast sea, and a thunderstorm. My lovely friends, you will have known that what is the meaning of thunderstorm, and the delightful terror, delightful, which means happiness. Inspired by the sublime visions, was supposed both to remind viewers of their own insignificance in the face of nature. If you consider, definitely the old romantic poets, they were enthralled by the nature. We're just talking over about the nature. How? While the onlookers, while the readers, they were just going through the verse, they were just going through the poems of the romantic poets. Definitely they were enthralled by it. In the face of nature and divinity, and to inspire them with a sense of transcendence. Let's know about something about the romantic poetry again. First work of romantic poet, we have to know that is lyrical ballads, and by Samuel Taylor and William Wordsworth. I have already told you that Samuel Taylor and William Wordsworth, and it was brought out in 1798. Understood? Which was brought out means published. I just used a phrasal verb here. Published. Its phrasal verb is brought out. Lyrical ballads. I have already told you that it is an anthology. Traditionally ends the death of Sir Walter Scott, 1832. It is about another thing. And Walter Scott in 1832, the first generation. Let's know about the romantic poet, which was the first generation. William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. We have to take a glance here. Lyrical ballads, it was published. It was brought out in 1798. And William Wordsworth, who was born in 1770 and passed away in 1850, died. Its phrasal verb is passed away. My lovable friends, William Wordsworth, who is called the poet of nature, he was born in 1770 and passed away in 1850. Wordsworth's preface to the lyrical ballads is considered a central work of romantic literary theory. What has explicated here? Wordsworth's preface to the lyrical ballads is considered a central work, which means protagonist work, main work, major work. He sets forth means ahead. He sets forth what he sees as the elements of a new type of poetry based on a real language, and which avoids the poetic diction of much 18th century poetry. Understood? What is that? Lyrical ballads. Then Wordsworth also gives his famous definition of poetry as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. My lovely friends, spontaneous, which is subtlety, which is subtlety, or which is what I will say that sublime, which is so clear, pure and bright, which is untarnished. Understood? So poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. He explicated this line. The spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings from emotions recollected in tranquility. Next one, tranquility means silent, calmness. After that, we are going to know about S.T. Coleridge. S.T. Coleridge. S.T. Coleridge was born in 1772 and passed away in 1834. The most of the poems in lyrical ballads, were written by Wordsworth. Understood? Because I have already told you that the lyrical ballads that was prepared some poems of William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. The most of the poems in lyrical ballads were written by Wordsworth. Coleridge contributed 4 poems. One of the most famous, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which was written by William Wordsworth. Understood? So the 4 poems of William Wordsworth was also involved there. My lovable friends, take a glance here. Water, water everywhere. What is written? And all the birds did sing. water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. My lovely friends, I have a question for you, that how can you know that which figure of speech is used in this stanza? So I will also take a class on the figure of speech. Nevertheless, though this stanza has given here, I want to say something about this line. Alliteration is the repetition of similar sound in a successive words or line. W, W and W. What? Take a glance here. W, 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 W. What did I say? Alliteration is the repetition of similar sound in a successive words or line. So after that, next one also, it has also given here. W. So alliteration figure of speech is used here. Next one. In lyrical ballads, Wordsworth and Coleridge present a liberating aesthetic poetry should express in genuine language. Definitely, how did they compose? What did they write? So definitely that was so interesting, so fantastic, so impressive, so somptuous. Understood? And aesthetic also, so beautiful also. Liberating aesthetic, so freedom, so independence, beautiful, beauty. And they also explicated there, they also used emotion and imagination is also there. Because it says, you know, that imagination is the more important than knowledge. The truest experience is to be found in nature. Definitely. The balance between poet's influence and real language. Balance between commonplace and supernatural. My lovely friends, take a glance here. The canon of British Romantic poets. William Blake, 1757 to 1827. I would like to know that William Blake is not a romantic poet. I have already explained to you that there are 5 romantic poets in English literature, but he is not a romantic poet. Definitely, I declined it. He is not a romantic poet. There are 5 romantic poets in English literature: William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, George Gordon, or he is also called Lord Byron. Whereas William Wordsworth, I have already told you that he was born in 1770 and passed away in 1850. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, he was born 1772 and passed away in 1834. And George Gordon or Lord Byron, he was born in 1788 and passed away in 1824. After P.B. Shelley, he was born in 1792. Understood? P.B. Shelley, you have known that. You have to know that P.B. Shelley, his father was Timothy Shelley. And Alastair, or to the West Wind. All of these his works we have already known. And John Keats, he was born in 1795 and passed away in 1821. John Keats, we have already, while we go through his a quote, a thing of beauty is joy for you ever. My lovely friends, I will explicate you more about the romantic literature. I'm not teaching you many more about it. And after that, I will also explain you about more about the literature. I would like to conclude my class. And this much for today. And you have to get by heart. Success comes to those who are certain and continue learning. Understood? You cannot meet yesterday as it is clear, nor meet tomorrow until it is here. All that is left for you and me, as sweet as can be, as sweet as can be. Thanks a lot. May God bless you.